every hero that I used to meet, every producer that we used to meet, so they used to ask, do you have a script like Dokudu? So, how many times Dokudu can be made? Dokudu can only be made once. It is heroes-driven industry. Stars are only helpful for the morning show.
How is your relationship with Srinu Vaitla garu?
No, distracting on the mind. Very, very ruthless industry. See, after 20 years, I have understood the game.
So what is your relationship with Pawan Kalyan?
I call him a soulmate. And the best part is, I don't expect anything from him. He doesn't expect anything from me.
What kind of script would you actually...
Ram and Juliet, like, comment, share. This is my tagline.
Wow, very interesting. Yeah.
I've worked with all heroes except Prabhas.
Hi Kona Garu, thanks
Hi.
for being on my show. It's such a pleasure to have you.
My pleasure.
Your movie Shankarabharanam is up for release. What's going through your mind right now?
I don't know. It's not exactly, the tension. Actually, generally the films that I write, I go through a lot of tension. The tension because how, they picturized my stories, my ideas, to see them on the screen. Because I don't know, most of the times, see, when you do a number of films, you give a story, then you move on to your next project.
Yeah.
The story is put in director's hands, and then how he's going to treat your scenes, your characters, your story would be something that I am anxious about to watch on screen, the final output. So this time, that way I'm relieved because I myself handled the whole thing, every frame. There is not even a frame that was shot without my presence, without my approval, so without my acceptance. So that way I am not tensed about the outcome of it, about the output, because there in those cases, so I used to be worried about the output, how it's going to be, how they must have treated my thoughts. So I'm not tensed. At the same time, so it's a mixed feeling, of excitement, because I genuinely believe that I've tried something out of the box, not the regular formula. From a long time I've been wanting to break this, formula, break this cliche, the so-called Telugu formula. Like, in a way, I'm also partly responsible for creating this formula from D. When it came, D, so they called it a trend setting then.
Yeah.
But once you start repeating yourself, so the trend becomes, so once they call it a trend, then they call it routine, now they're calling it template.
Yeah.
Because 100 other filmmakers, 100 other films, they followed the same pattern, the same formula of hero going to the villain's house, play, hiding his original character, so using Brahmanandam, making villain a bakra. So this is done to death. I knew it. One day or other, people would reject this. They'll say, enough now of this house dramas, of this hide and seek, of the plays. So it's high time that you come out of it.
Yeah.
But what happens when the stakes are high and no producer wants to take a chance or a risk, with a new line of thought.
Right.
Because they want something. See, if a Bahubali becomes number one, and what follows next is very, disastrous thing is every producer wants a Bahubali only.
Bahubali, yeah.
Like you go to every hero, don't you have a subject like Bahubali?
Yeah.
So if once, say, when Dukudu came, every hero that he used to meet, every producer that we used to meet, so they used to ask, do you have a script like Dukudu? So how many times Dukudu can be made? Dukudu can only be made once. Then I would say, look, I have something better than that. I have something way different from Dukudu. No, we don't want something different. We want something similar. So you are fixed. You are fixed in a frame. So where you are forced to repeat yourself. So what we have done, me and Gopi Mohan as a team. Okay, now change the character, change the backdrop, change the conflict, center conflict point, and then still keep the same play. Hero going to a villain's house and then playing around, the characters. So the same old thing is being done. So now they're happy.
Told differently. Yeah.
And again they're working. So when the formula is working, when the wheel is going, nobody would want to stop it. I kept telling them, telling myself also, a day will come, that you either you have to put an end to your formula or they will put an end. So it's better that so that's the reason why in 2014, I started this banner called MVV Cinema. So anyway, the makers are not willing to try something new. So why not me, myself? So I will try myself then. See what happens, the audience, so they would think that this is all he knows. So all that Kona can write is a house drama. Kona and Gopi Mohan can only come up with house dramas, plays, bakra comedy. So we kind of we are capable of writing much better stuff, something new, because when Bollywood, like is going in one direction, in a different.
Yeah, even Malayalam cinema.
Tamil cinema. Yeah. So when everybody are exploring new genres, so they are competing with the world cinema. So we are stuck in a well. We are forced to repeat ourselves, not given a chance.
Why
try
is
something
that,
new.
sir? Is it because
Stakes.
of the
Stakes, even heroes.
Right.
I would definitely, it is only because any industry, especially Telugu industry, it is heroes driven industry, star driven industry. A project is made only if a star says yes. Okay. Only if a star says, I am okay with this project, the project is on. That's when it will fall in place. That is when it starts moving. So there are instances, I have narrated 10 stories to a star. The star would, until, like the story that I tell him, it fits into the formula that he believes would work. Like he'll not say, okay. So it's a star-driven industry. So 50% of the time, the responsibility for the formula of films to come, I would give them also 50% of the responsibility for not changing the Telugu cinema.
Right.
Because if they put the foot down, like for example how at Mahesh did it with Srinu. Okay, so he, unless you make an honest film, okay, you can't come out of this as formula stuff. Okay. Then people would ask me, then you should have walked out when you know that it's formula, and when you know that you are repeating yourself, and when you know that the result might harm your image or might damage your reputation, then why are you not moving out of those projects before itself?
Right.
So these are the questions that were put to me.
Right.
See, what happens after a point of 20 years in the industry, you develop relations. Okay? After a point of time, you work for people. Okay? You work with emotions, you work for friendship. So everything becomes a package. When I say yes to a project, like it's not just the story alone, because I like him as a person, I like the hero, the way he treats me, I like the director because of travel,
Yeah, the
because there's so many other million reasons why I would do a project. So in spite of me not okay with the script, still I would okay, because, and if I say no, which means my relation is at stake. Now, like, is it the film or the relation? I have to choose one. Either I say no, I'm not going to write this. I'm sorry, this will not work, or this may not work. See, I'm no God to say what will work, what won't work. But what I can definitely say is this is something I've done before. We have done before. So let's not do it. And if you want me to do only this, then I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. I can say this. Then my relation is at stake. Okay, Kona, thank you, Babue. Then after that, my number would be blocked or deleted. I might lose a relation with the particular director or a hero.
Has that happened with you?
No, it might happen. I'm sure it will happen. Because, see, after all, human beings are with, the tons of egos and emotions. So like after 20 years, like in this industry, it's very difficult to say no to a person. So you are forced to do it. So when you forced to do it, so when the result, when it goes, otherwise, so definitely you have to take the blame.
So what is your approach when you actually write a script? Do you think of the star's image, or do you think?
See, it's both ways.
Right.
See, there are times when I write a story, then I would look for an actor. So who would fit this character, or who would do justice to my story? And there are instances when we are called to write a story, because now I have the dates of one particular hero, one particular star. I have dates of, and we blocked one particular director. So this director and this hero in this combination, please give us a story. So most of the times it happened like that only.
Okay.
Because they would have given, the producer would have given advance to a director, and then he would go to a star, sir, I have this director with me, I blocked him for his next film, so please give me dates. Then the hero would say, okay, so the director is in form and he has many successes, then he would say yes. So now then he will take advance. The next producer, so he would approach us and say, now like we have these two, now give us a story which suits. So then we start writing. Okay, what is this hero? What kind of films he has done before? What he has not done? What kind of characters he played before, which he hasn't played till now? So we take that, and also the director. So what kind of films? What kind of films that he has done before, and what kind of content that he is capable of handling?
Right.
Because you can't say if one particular director like he is good at handling humor. You can't give him a serious emotional subject. And one particular director is good in handling action. You can't give him a total comedy thing. So depending on the director's taste and his track record of his previous films, what kind of genre he's comfortable with, and the hero. So we join these two, put together,
All the dots.
and then we write a story. Like it's like, and we design. So we are basically designers, story designers, not story writers. After at that point of time. So now you take the measurements.
That's a new concept,
So like his shoulder is this much, his chest is this much, waist this. So you take measurements, and then now you start designing a story for him, which suits that combination of director and hero.
How is it working along with Gopi Mohan? Are your thoughts on the same lines? Because most of the time, because you are creative people, there might be creative differences. How do you sort those out?
See, there are bound to be arguments when a story is made, when a story is developed, and the arguments are healthy. Unless there are no arguments, most of the times the outcome of any argument would be very good. In heated arguments, so many times good points would come out.
Yeah.
They will churn out. So arguments should happen, and they do happen, and that should be healthy. Like it's not a personal argument. So like it's for the sake of a story, for a betterment of the film or the story. So we complement each other, and we've been traveling the last 10-12 years.
Yeah.
So we kind of we complement each other. Sometimes argue, saying certain things are not right or right. Sometimes he would argue, but end of the day, we are on the same page. So we gel well, we sync. We share most of the time the same thought. We have the same taste, same wavelength, which is very important for any partners to travel for a long time, a longer time. So you should have a good wavelength, good level of understanding between each other.
Yeah.
So that we've been having, and will continue to have.
So you've been juggling between scripts and managing production. So how easy or difficult is it to take up responsibility?
See, instead of taking up a responsibility for someone else's mistake, I would rather take up a responsibility for my own mistake. I'm happy to do this. Okay? So that's the reason why I took to production, because not just production, so creativity wise, when I write a story, I know that if it is made in one particular way, then only this point would work. Otherwise it will not work. If I written a story, and I would have imagined, if this particular scene is shot, in particular location in Bihar or in Nepal border, this would work. This would be more authentic and believable and convincing to the audience.
Yeah.
Now the producer, and then the same thought is pitched to a director or a producer, would say, for this particular scene or a block of 10 minutes in the film or 5 minutes in the film, you want to go to Bihar? Are you crazy? Let's do one thing, we will shoot in Vikarabad. And we'll call it Bihar. Because of the production aspect, the cost aspects, the different reasons.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't argue with him.
Yeah.
See, like you are saying forest. Whether it is a Nepal forest or a Vikarabad forest, who would know?
Right.
So, like, he is right in his argument. But my argument is, if you go there, it will be more authentic, because like it's not just the frame alone.
Yeah.
So it will be because Vikarabad forest is exposed, done to death.
Yeah.
In so many films, so many times people would know that like it is shot here. And for example, Shankarabharanam, you see the kind of locations that we shot in more than 100 locations. The most difficult, never seen before on Telugu screen, never seen before. That will give first a sense of satisfaction to the audience. He'll be in awe of the film. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Where these people shoot this? You will get a respect as a maker. So this I could do in Shankarabharanam because I myself am the producer. So there is a lot of luxury.
Right.
Okay.
You could call the shots. Yeah.
I took all the shots, and obviously, when you are just a writer, and obviously when he's coming with figures in front of you. So if you go to Bihar at Nepal border, shoot in that forest, it will cost about 10 lakhs. If you shoot here, it will cost 1 lakh. So it's 1:10. Obviously, I would say, I don't care, like you spend 10 lakhs. I can't say, because that's his money. So with my money, I can do more justice to my stories.
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
I can do more justice. I can present my story in a better way, more convincingly, more authentically to the audience, the way I want to narrate a story.
calling the shots actually gave you a lot more control over the output, because you are getting into production Geetanjali and Shankarabharanam, and next you have Sahasam. So did you have more control over what you wanted all through the process?
Yeah, obviously things are in control. Especially creative control is more important for a film to work. Creative control should be in your hand. What you want to shoot, where you want to shoot, how you want to shoot, with whom you want to shoot, everything is in your hands.
Yeah.
So I see more luxury in this. You know, rather than, to be honest, I'm sure, because we made a very, very honest attempt, authentic attempt, a genuine attempt, for two reasons: that Telugu cinema also capable of competing with Bollywood cinema, like Delhi Belly. This will be on the Shankarabharanam would be on the lines of Delhi Belly.
Right.
You know, crime comedy.
Yeah.
So in terms of standards of making or taking or the visuals
Yeah.
or the content,
Yeah.
we are capable,
Yeah.
you know, of delivering a quality product, and also out of the box.
Yeah.
You know, so if this works, I would want to, you know, continue this journey as a producer and writer, and also director in my own banner, or in partnership with people, with like-minded people. You know, MVV Satyanarayana, luckily I found him last year, because we know, we were friends, and then he's been after me to, you know, to produce a film. Let's produce a film together, this, that. Then finally it happened with Geetanjali, continued with Shankarabharanam. And like that, tomorrow, if any star hero also wants to work with my story, I would just tell him, great, that you are respecting my creativity, or, you know, then let's work together as a team.
Yeah.
Let us produce together. I will not give my story to somebody. I will not put my story in someone else's hands. Okay, and then say that, okay, this is my story, you take it. So though I think I am going to put an end to that forever, unless I am involved in production.
Wow. Okay.
I am not going to give my stories. Enough of that.
That's a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Nikhil's career, it revived at a very right time because of the kind of changes that is happening in the industry right now, with the kind of scripts that are coming in, with the kind of stories that people are wanting to, you know, make? So did you have Nikhil in mind when you were having Shankarabharanam script, or was it later on that you decided to get Nikhil?
See, these young heroes, they are definitely, they are the changing face of Telugu cinema. They are able to, you know, call shots, take a stand that let's do something different.
Yeah.
Be it Sharwanand, be it Nikhil, be it, I mean, any of these younger generation heroes, Nani, all these guys. So they are able to take a firm stand. Let's not do a formula stuff, beaten stuff. Actually, stars should do this. Had they done this much before, we would have been in a better position. Like Tamil industry, like few films that I've watched last year, before last year, like you know, that Jigar Thanda or Goli Soda or Sood Kavam, Karga Muttai, so many films. They're very different in their thinking. So, and Nikhil especially is known for trying something new. So that came in as my advantages to this project, because we are trying something new for the first time. I'm not saying it is totally out of the box, because it's very difficult to take entirely, you know, the overnight, you know, change is not possible. Overnight, complete U-turn I can't take as a writer or as a maker. You can't take a U-turn.
One step at a time.
A slight deviation from the formula stuff. Still, there will be certain formulaic elements in terms of entertainment. This, that, what people liked my writings for, liked me for the kind of films, D, Ready, all these films. So I can't suddenly, take a U-turn and say I'm not writing this kind of stuff anymore. So whether you like it or not. So I've taken a kind of a slight detour, a slight deviation from the formula, and tried something with a new backdrop called Bihar, the kidnapping industry as the main, the backdrop of the film. And Nikhil is known for trying something new, so that came in as an advantage to this project. Because all his previous films, if you had noticed, Kartikeya or Swamirara or Surya versus Surya, whatever be the range, the commercial aspects of it, the collections, putting that aside, he earned an image as an actor who tries something different. So definitely people would think that Shankarabharanam, I'm sure it will be different because Nikhil playing it. So that's the reason. That is the reason why I've chosen Nikhil.
Yeah. So what, apart from the story of Fas Gaya Re Obama, inspired you to make Shankarabharanam?
Yeah, Fas Gaya Obama also has a, the Bihar backdrop.
Yes.
UP, Bihar, that area. There's one particular scheme of things that happen in Fas Gaya Obama. And as you know very well, I'm sure you must have watched it.
Yeah.
So it was made in a shoestring budget, which was a blockbuster hit. They collected 4 times to their investment. There's one particular scheme in the film which hero applies to get out of the mess. I use that scheme. My story is different.
Yeah.
And in year 2000, I was as executive producer for a film called Shul, which won at National Award with Ravina Tandon at Manoj Vajpayee.
Okay.
So it's a cop, a story of a cop in Bihar, honest cop in Bihar. So I was executive producer for Shul, which was written by Anurag Kashyap. So probably he is a beginning day, I think first film as story writer. Then I went to Bihar. Everybody in Bombay, they advised you can't shoot in Bihar because it's very difficult. So even Bihari films, so the directors from there like Prakash Jha, who was brought up from Bihar, so he shoots his films in MP, at Maharashtra, showing them as Bihar. I said, why can't we shoot there? Because you will get kidnapped. What? Are you crazy? Yes. Okay, then I said Ramu, because Ramu was the producer, Ram and Nitin Manmohan. So they were producer for Shul. I said, let me go. They let me go see the location. Then I went on Rekhi. So my friend was there who was Superintendent of Police, Motihari district, which is bordering at Nepal. I went there. So he told me, yes, kidnapping is the major industry here. Because it's bordering another country. So they kidnap and they go into that country, into the forest. So, and our police can't enter because it's a different country. You have to approach Delhi. Delhi will have to speak to their home ministry. So you need a lot of permissions, paperwork, this, that, and there, so people are taking advantage. Most of the gangs and kidnapping is a major industry there. They kidnap anything and everything. I said, so he told me such crazy incidents. I believe once one circus company came from West Bengal, Calcutta. So they put up a circus show. They kidnapped the elephant. Now the circus owner is like, and he came to the SP, sir, they kidnapped my elephant. So without elephant, what circus can I run? And they kidnapped the elephant and it crossed the border. So he had to pay 5 lakhs to get his elephant back. Okay? And so that's how it is. And when season comes, the crops, so they kidnap tractors. So without tractors, how can you, like in season, like you need tractors to get your crop out. True. So they kidnap tractors. So he said they'll kidnap your camera. So my friend Rajan, Sharma Rajan, he was Superintendent of Police, Motihari IPS officer, the Bihar cadre. So are you crazy? Yes, that's how it is. And most of the gangs are run by MLAs here, ministers here. It's their side business. Most of the calls we tracked are to the assembly. So they are in the assembly session, and they are sitting in assembly hall. कितना पूछ रहा है? 2 करोड़. वो कितना बोल रहा है? 1 करोड़. ठीक है, 1.5 करोड़ में क्लोज कर दे. MLA from assembly. So this is the kind of situation in Bihar. Even today, just before the Bihar by-elections,
so how did you convince your crew to?
Then I said, no problem. You want to come shoot? Come, I am there. He had given 200 Sten gun security, 50 to Ravina Tandon, 20 to me, 10 people for the camera, 20 people to Manoj Vajpayee. Every assistant director, the camera equipment is given security. We shot there for 1 month. So if you see the film now, it looks so authentic.
Yeah.
So that backdrop, I said, in India, this kind of place is existing and we are not aware of it. I said, this is something, if given a chance, if I get an idea, I would want to present this scenario to our Telugu audience.
Right.
So that was my first seed for this.
For this story.
When I saw Pasge Obama, then okay. So everything fell in place. If you had seen Pasge Obama, like the story of a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
I made it a story of an youngster, of an NRI, who believes that he is born only to enjoy life. Okay, so he believes that there are only 2 kinds of people in this world: one who are born to struggle, one who are born to enjoy life. My dad struggled and he earned millions and billions. So at least let me enjoy it. So that's the philosophy he lives in. He believes in. Now suddenly next day, like he's thrown into a situation from that after that till the end of the film, he'll only be struggling. So in one particular situation in the film, so in the beginning of the film itself, so there comes a situation where he has to go to India. He'd never been to India, though he's an Indian.
Right.
So born, brought up NRI to a Telugu father, the richest Indian in US. Then how he comes to Bihar to solve a problem, how he gets into bigger problem, then how he comes out of it is the film.
So how did you convince Nandita and Anjali in doing this project? Because Nandita is not playing that cute routine love kind of a character. How did you convince them? Even Anjali, I've seen that song. She has quite an attitude. Ghanta, yeah. So
yes, every actor. See, I mean, actor is an actor. Actor, he is complete only when you play different roles, different characters. Unfortunately, in Telugu industry or in anywhere, you are typecasted, very fast. If one particular artist plays a mother role, the rest of her life she'll be playing only at mother roles.
Yeah.
Because they can't see beyond that. So when she can play a mother role, she can convincingly, and the film becomes a super hit blockbuster because she played a very good mother to a star hero, which means her acting capabilities, her talent, with which she convinced millions of audience that she can be a good mother. So as an actor, when she could convince, I'm sure she can also play a good villain, a good cop. Why can't you think like that? Why can't? So, but we don't think. So when you write a story, now we want a mother for our hero. Acha, who played a mother in that film, in that blockbuster film that was recently? This particular actress. Bring her in. So by default, like she comes in again as mother only. That's the reason why if given an anti-role, antagonist, or a vamp, or a club dancer, when she can convince, when she could convince millions of audience as a mother, I'm sure she could also convince them as a police officer, as a negative police officer.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I thought this time let's bring in people who have not played this kind of character before.
Yeah.
Like Anjali, you know, the bandit queen of Bihar. I told her, sir, me, a gangster, a bandit queen, how? I said, how could you see a gangster in me?
Right.
I said, I have seen an actor in you, yet not a gangster in you. When you could convince people as Sitarama, when you could convince people with Gitanjali, I'm sure you can also convince as Munni Didi, a gangster of Bihar, a villain. I'm sure after this film, I promised her, people will start, writing different stuff on you.
Yeah.
Different stories will be made, keeping you in mind, strong character. It's like at one point of time, Vijay Shanti had a spell, and Sridevi ji and Saundarya. So they were competing almost with any star heroes.
Yeah.
Like that, unless you play different roles, different characters, so the artist in you, the actor in you, unless she is properly exploited, people wouldn't know your real talent. Then she was convinced with that, and then she played very convincingly. If you've seen, then her body language, everything, she had given her 100% to this film. Yeah.
So is it your conviction that makes the ends meet when you are actually putting a project together?
Yeah, obviously. See, not just me, any film.
Yeah.
Any film to work, it should be one man's conviction, 100 people's contribution. But the conviction has to be from one. Then 100 people, they contribute to this conviction.
Yeah.
So if 3-4 people see, so generally what happens in some films, sometimes the director calls for the shot, producer sometimes, hero sometimes.
Yeah.
So under whose conviction the film is made, you don't know. So then like it becomes khichdi. Good, bad, ugly, whatever, like it has to go through one man's conviction.
Yeah.
So it was definitely at my conviction, because when I had written, because I myself had written this film, every character, okay, some of them are taken from a Phas Gaya Obama, some of them
Inspired.
Created by me.
By yourself,
So I've seen the film before it's made. Before it went onto the floor itself, I've seen the film in my head, start to end, with rolling titles I'd seen the film. Now it's up to me to put the film in your head as a technician, to my cameraman, to my actors, to all the technicians involved in the film. So unless we all see the same film that I'm seeing in my head, we'll not be able to make a good product. So I've seen the film. Like in some cases the director would see, in some cases the writer would see, and the rest of the team should follow him. So that's my point.
The other day I met Nikhil and Nandita for an interview, and they were telling me that when you were shooting in Bihar, you used a drone camera for covering up the entire area where there were lot of artists, lot of technicians also. How easy or difficult is it to manage such shots?
Like, once you see the film, you'll know how they've done it. Oh my God, with vehicles, they're running, chasing, and you have, the fly cam, and you have a action director, whole crew. So they have to stay at far and make sure that you are not seen, like in camera. So a lot of coordination is definitely needed. So like that, there are many difficult parts in the film, which I'm sure which will get a lot of respect for the film. Film should be not only enjoyed, should also gain respect for their efforts, for their innovativeness, be it in shots, shot making, or scene making, or dialogue. So I believe that.
When a film doesn't do quite well or to the expectations of the people, you're quite a but ridiculed on social media. How do you take this criticism? How do you handle?
See, social media, the social platforms, I don't know, sometimes I feel it's good because like it's another parallel media.
Yeah.
You know, you can express your feelings, you can promote your films, your products, whatever. You can reach people very fast. All is fine, but there's also a flip side to it. See, a film, any film, like it's not right, be it a hit or a flop. You can't just blame one person. So it's a collective effort, and when effort fails, because the thought failed, the story failed, whatever is the reason, and positive criticism, constructive criticism is very good, healthy. You know, so be it in the shape of reviews or comments, whatever. Sometimes they go overboard, they abuse, they hurt you.
Yeah.
See, and they forget the point that we are also human beings, just like them. Okay? What went in a filmmaking between four walls, we can't explain, we can't come onto the roads and streets and explain things. Okay, something went wrong, finish. So just leave it behind and you move on.
Move on, yeah.
But the kind of criticism that some people, I see a lot of growing at negativity in society, compared to a few years back. Especially the social media being so powerful, like it is seen very evidently, like it's out and open. There's so much of negativity. When you wake up in the morning, you open Twitter or Facebook, you see the comments, you're depressed. The kind of words they use, and forget that I'm also, they also have a, brother or a father of my age, a daughter, everything. So they forget the point, they lose the, the sensibilities, like it's very sad.
Yeah.
It is very wrong to spread negativity. If you feel upset about something and there's a way to say it, there's a way to express it.
Yeah.
But you can't hurt a person, with such a language. Obviously, we'll block them, but that's not the point. But your mood, like he is upset for the whole day.
Yeah.
And I don't, and they are all faceless people for me.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are. I don't know who they are. I'm sure they also have families, father, this thing. And they cross limits. So, and very abusive. And after a point I've decided, okay, don't stop. You say what you want to say it. And don't try to, read the feedback. Like it's very upsetting.
Yeah. So when it comes to criticism, is there something that you could do actually about Bruce Lee, or something better about Bruce Lee, or do you think that whole issue was actually blown out of proportion?
Blown out of proportion. See, films will work, sometimes they don't work. But yes, there is, obviously when films don't work, people are upset.
Yeah.
So are we. Nobody does it intentionally. Nobody wants to do a flop film.
Yeah.
Okay? Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
When it happens, you take it with a pinch of salt and move on. Okay? Heroes move on, technicians move on, directors move on. Okay? And you end the issue there. I'm sure we'll be able to come out with a better stuff at next time. So it's not the end of the world. Right? So that way, there is no point brooding over past
Yeah.
or a failure.
Yeah.
You stop there. If you start brooding, then you can't move on in life or in careers.
Yeah.
So
How is your relationship with Srinu Vaitla garu post the?
No, see the relationship. See, we are See, we started off, see, I'll tell you, at most of the directors I've worked with, I never worked just on professional terms. This is my story, give my remuneration, I'm out of it.
There was a relationship.
Unless I connect personally, unless I connect emotionally, unless I connect as a human being, I can't work with people. You know, like it's not like you open a store in the morning at 9 o'clock, you come, you lift your shutters, you sit there across the counter, you sell your stories. No.
Yeah.
To some random people, whoever comes.
Yeah.
So this is a creative field. This is, people are sensitive here.
Yeah.
Unless you can. So I've never worked with people. See, so many times, so many random people they call me, whom I have not met, seen them before. So they call me and say, "Sir, I'm so and so director. I made so and so film in Kannada, in Tamil, whatever. I want to work with you. I'll pay you remuneration, whatever it is. I have a big producer, NRI from Dubai, Sheikh, all that." I said, "Sorry, I can't work unless I know a person, unless I trust him." So it's a matter of trust that he can handle my stories. Unless I travel with him, I develop a rapport, I develop a relation, develop a friendship, and then only the project will happen, should happen. So that's when. So we've been having very healthy relation,
Right.
and in every relation, you bound to, after a period of time, you bound to get misunderstandings, like in a family, and they come and go, just a passing clouds, and I treat this even as that, and there's no point in, and somehow I see that media, they don't want this issue to die. So it has become like a daily serial for them. Shit, is the serial coming to an end? No, it should not come to an end. I blame Vaitla for this, one bold headlines, and then again the issue is on.
Yeah.
And they don't want to I want to put an end to this whole thing, put on the back burner, and put an end and start with rolling titles. And they don't want me to do that. Somehow.
This is where you can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. I want to put an end
Yeah.
to this whole thing, because I have better things in life to do. Even he has better things to do in life. We as human beings, we bound to get emotional. We bound to get angry on each other, upset with each other. We fight. Again we meet. Again we work. Again we might fight. So, what's the
It's a
big deal
process,
about it?
yeah.
Are we just two people on this earth who are fighting? So, can't you see so many countries fighting with each other? So, why this Kona Venkat, Srinu Vaitla, issue is so important to the media? So, move on, people, like is what I wanted to say.
Great. When actors or producers try to interfere in the script, do you actually go ahead as take it as a reality, or do you actually stand up for your script?
See, like depends on what they're saying. See, there is a lot of difference between involvement and interference. So there's a very thin line, but you would know whether one particular scene, if a hero wants to be changed, whether he is saying it, just to save his image as an actor, or seeing the film in totality and saying it, whether it is constructive or at one-sided. So if it is one-sided, and even then I will not put my foot down and say I will not do it.
Yeah.
I will say, yeah, like you think so? Sir, this is not working. Me saying this line or doing this scene, I don't think is working in the film. Yeah? Okay, fine. Wait. I call the cameraman. I call 10 people, the editor, a co-director, associates. I make them sit in front of him. This is what he says, this is what I wrote or I think. What do you think? Then they give their opinions. Sir, I think he's right. Sometimes they say, like, he's right in his thinking, sir. Yeah, good. Let's change it. No, I think like he's wrong, sir. Say it now, in open, in front of him. Because a film, like, is not, like, it's not my personal video. It's not my home video. It's for the audience. Okay? And like in a team of 10 people, you know, we should all be on the same page. If we don't have the consensus, we are not convinced, then how can you convince the millions of audience? So I believe in this. You know, the democracy in a majority. Democracy at majority wins. Period. So like so many times in Shankarabharanam also, you know, when such issues came up, I dealt in the same way. Suppose if he says I'm not convinced, then I said, yeah, but I'm convinced. Let's take the opinion poll. And then whatever they say, whatever majority says, I would go with it.
So you've been linked with lot of big projects recently, you know, be it Shankarabharanam or Gautam Menon's project. But what is your priority? What is your priority in life right now?
See, like I told you, my priorities will change, you know, from time to time, from film to film.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, my priority doesn't matter to people. What matters to them is film. So my films will decide my priority. Suppose if Shankarabharanam works, we tried something different. Okay, if it works big time or just working, again my priorities will change.
Yeah. Like
if it works big time,
yeah.
so my the course of thinking would change completely. You know, I would stick to this like this new path of mine.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
you just said, yeah. Right
So I would,
now.
I would continue to travel on this path.
Yeah.
If my film works big time,
Yeah.
which I'm sure,
It will.
I'm confident that it will work,
Yeah.
then I will stick to my path, my new path that I've taken,
Yeah.
and try to do some new cinema.
How do you think everybody else is going to take yours?
See, like-
and to
like
you writing
Sahasam
for
Swastika.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, at Sasam Swasu also, I'm presenter again there. I'm a part producer there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm also producing that film
Yeah.
with Gautam Menon.
Yeah.
At Naga Chaitanya. Okay. So people will definitely accept success. Nobody would say, you know, I will not accept success. If I am successful, then they would like to follow my path.
Right.
Okay. If I am not, then they'll say, boss, thank you, bye-bye. You find your way, we'll find mine.
Yeah.
So in this industry is ruthless. Okay. Till yesterday, the so-called friends, or whom we thought were friends, they become strangers if the film doesn't work.
Yeah.
And the film works. Till yesterday, whom we thought are strangers or are foes, whatever, they become friends overnight. So this is all, you know, very, very ruthless industry. So, and see, after 20 years, I have understood the game. And I've understood the rules of it. So I started playing along.
Right.
But one thing is for sure, that I'm not here, you know, I'm into films not because I want to make money.
Yeah.
I would have made much bigger money outside. Because MBA, I worked in corporates, I worked in government sector, I was MBA at marketing from Pune University. I can make much better money. I come from a political family.
Yeah.
So if I start doing pyravies, I will make millions. But what gives me satisfaction is cinema.
Yeah. That's your passion. Yeah.
That's my passion. So I'm just pursuing my passion. I'm here, you know, leaving everything, leaving all my, you know, my qualifications or whatever. You know, I left everything and I came into this industry only with pure passion. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it may not. But I never left this industry, even if I lost everything. When I had lost everything, you know, when I started my career, still I preferred continuing in this industry rather than changing it to another line of business.
So what is your relationship with Pawan Kalyan like? Because he's been supportive, he's even launched the teaser of
See,
Sankarabharanam.
we worked for a film called Balu.
Right.
Okay, very few people, he gets connected to. I guess I'm one of them. I'm fortunate to be one of them. And after that, our journey started. We haven't worked at many films. We just worked on one film. But films apart, our personal travel, our personal relation is way beyond films. Because we connected each other, be it at like-mindedness. See, he likes people who are upfront, who are honest, who are not selfish. I mean, he doesn't like to keep them around him also. I mean, something in me that he liked, something in him I liked. So we both clicked. And then, whether there's film or no film, so it became a personal journey after that, last 10 years. And the best part is, I don't expect anything from him, he doesn't expect anything from me, So, I mean, like it is a relation which I can't explain why, it is, I call him a soulmate. I call him my soulmate.
That's the word.
Yeah. So, and the kind of love and affection that he gives me, I sometimes even I myself get amused. I said, and then he himself says, I don't know why I'm connected to you. You've done something to me. I said, yeah, even I'm thinking. So we would discuss about it for hours, like in at Vanity Van. So what made me close to you? I said, let's research on that. So we go like this on and on for hours.
So are you going to be directing him anytime?
I would want to.
Right.
Because
so what is the kind of story you would want to work on, since he already has that demigod image?
Yeah, it's very difficult. See, what it made him a demigod, what made him at larger than life? His simplicity. All his films, if you take all his films in his early stage of his career, he played only boy next door characters, be it Tamudu, be it Badri is at least little commercial, be it Tholiprema. So he never played at larger than at life characters like Rajnikanth.
Yeah.
So he played very simple youngster, boy next door. You'd feel that he is one of our family member.
Connect to him, yeah.
Yeah. So he played only simple characters in Kushi, in Tamudu, in Tholiprema. All these films, he just played a common man. He never played larger than life characters. So that made him a star. That made him a power star. That made him a larger than life, a demigod. So he never played a god. He never even claimed that he is God or demigod. And he sometimes he wonders that why people think that I'm God or demigod. I don't know. I mean, what is that I've done? So he himself, it wondered so many times in front of me. So I said, this is what I connected you to them, because he doesn't own all that. I'm God. Now see how I will use. No, he is a very simple man in living at heart, and he is very honest. So he would say whatever he wants to say. He would do whatever he wants to do. What his heart says, he would do. He doesn't, listen to his mind. He listens only to his heart.
So what kind of script would you actually...
I would definitely want to say, I've told him, see, with him, it'll be, life would be very simple. So if you go with a strategy, a plan, which will never work with him. So you have to go, without any plan, you have to be true, honest and simple. So when I wanted to ask him for a film, I want to do a film with him. I prepared how I prepare for civils. Then I went and asked him, if he's going to ask me this, so what kind of script you have in mind, what kind of character you have in mind, what kind of genre you have in mind on me. So I would say this. If you ask me, I would say this. Who will produce? I will say this. So what experience you have, I will say this. So I prepared 100 questions. I mean, it answers for 1,000 questions. I went. I told him, Kalyan, I'm thinking, I'm planning to do a film with you. Do it. He said, what? Do it. That's all? Like you don't want to ask anything more? No, do it. I said, my one whole day preparation gone wasted. So he said, then I said, but are you sure? Look, I mean, if you have a script you think outfit in, let's do it. It is as simple as that. So what is there to ask? You are already there in this industry, you've been there. So what is like you want me to ask? No, but I thought you would ask me so many questions. What questions? So like you don't have any questions? No. Do it. Shit. So that's how I kids with him, you know. Yeah. So it is, and then he told me, see, for me, I mean, I don't like to complicate things. It is just black and white with him. So there's no gray side, you know. Just go, do it, okay. Then it's okay. Now I'll focus on my story. The story that I want to tell on him, which nobody ever told before. It's very difficult though, but I want to try, I want to narrate a story of an honest man.
You're working on it?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
So before he gets full time into politics, you know, then I said I want to do this. I want to hold that microphone and do this. Yeah, do it.
Would it be your first direction?
I don't know. I mean, first, second, third doesn't matter, but I want to do it. I would definitely want to do it. And with him, like, it's not a difficult, simple story, simple line which touches him here, he would do it. First, second, see, like I told you, you should not go with a strategy. My first film, my second film, no. So whenever it comes, I'm working on it. Whenever I'm ready to tell him, narrate him, I'll narrate him. So before that, I might get a different idea, because in 2016 itself, in the beginning, 2016 itself, I want to start my directorial. Right. Yeah. So it might happen after that.
Yeah.
You never know.
So is there anybody apart from Pawan Kalyan that you would want to direct, you would want to portray differently?
See, there are certain stories. See, actors are definitely important to carry your story, to give life to your stories. You need actors. Stars or non-stars is secondary. But I definitely, when I direct a story, I would first look at the story as a hero. Okay. So rest all is secondary for me. First, unless I feel my story is star for me. Ultimately, there are films stars have done, are doing, and they become disasters. Okay. Ultimately, the story has to work with audience, not stars. Stars, they will add if the story is good.
Yeah.
If the story is bad, even stars can't save your film.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
stars are only helpful for the morning show. That's it. After that, your movie, your content is a star.
Totally.
If it's a big hero, you get big range. If it's a medium, you get a medium range. But success is going to come with the story alone.
Yeah.
So, if I start working, keeping somebody in mind, I will not be able to write a genuine story. First, I have to be genuine to my writings. I have to be genuine to my stories. Then comes actors or stars. And actually, it's very difficult to write for a star, because all stars come with a baggage. The baggage is their image.
Yeah.
Their image is the baggage. It's very difficult to satisfy their, it's very difficult to cater to their the images. Because it's very difficult to take audience to see a character beyond their image. It's very difficult because they come with, oh, power star Pawan Kalyan. So for them, unless, because he is a very good actor, after 5 minutes into the film, he should be able to take you beyond his star image to that, make them believe that he is no more Pawan Kalyan. He is that particular character that is playing in that film.
Yeah.
So, but it's very difficult. If the maker is good, the content is good, the characterization is good, then they will make you forget the image and take you beyond the image and into the film. Otherwise, it's very difficult to take them, like into the film
Yeah.
audience. It's very difficult. So, like, in a way, stars are big at minus
Yeah.
to stories.
Right. Is the exposure to world cinema actually giving the writers access to easily available content?
See, any writer, stories, they don't, they drop from heaven.
Yeah.
Okay? And there's nothing, you are inspired from something. Either it could be from a, like you said, world cinema, it could be from a novel, or it could be from an incident, that you came to know, that you read or seen on news, or it could be, so the source of inspiration could be anything. But yes, with the world cinema at your fingertips, accessible so much, and plus, like there are so many ways, so many sources of inspiration for a writer to get inspired from. Unless there is an inspiration, nobody writes a story, just out of thin air. They can't pull a story and write.
Yeah.
There will be a source of inspiration. Let's say, for example, now the next story that I want to write is based on true incidents of my own life.
Yeah.
So that they'll be very authentic. I thought I'll be able to present it, very genuinely to the audience. There are certain incidents that happened in my life, a story based on true incidents of my own life. So I took a journey, with a few of my friends, a few years back, soon after my college, a very dangerous journey from Hyderabad to Goa to help a friend. I took a big risk of my life. We could have ended up in a jail
Oh my God. Okay.
for at least 6 to 7 years. So what journey was that? What we did and how we came out of it is what I wanted to tell the audience. Right first. So that I want to do as my next film. So that's also a source of inspiration. My own incidents.
Yeah.
The incidents that happened in my own life. So you get inspired. So there's nothing wrong in it. But if you copy, cut paste, then it's wrong.
Yeah. So almost every member of the Shankarabharanam unit actually look up to you as a strong pillar of support. What is your approach with the people around you? What is your approach towards them?
See, I don't know, my approach towards them, I take everybody, his opinion, I treat them as a team. And you don't know, like in a team, who will score better unless you consider them as a team. Like I told in many interviews, that not every time Dhoni would do a century.
Yeah.
Sometimes Rohit Sharma can also make a century.
Yeah.
And sometimes some other player, unless they are given a chance. So you would never know unless you go onto the field and then face the ball. At that point of time, then suddenly something might happen, some magic might happen, he will get into form, he will start scoring, runs, sixes, fours. You never know. So like in a team, like my cameraman, my editor, my actors, everybody are players. My director, my assistant directors, you would never know who would come up with a brilliant idea on the set that particular minute, which might change the result, take it to the next level, next 10 levels. You never, unless you are open to ideas and treat them as a team. So I treat them as the team, open to ideas, everybody. I give them that freedom, okay. If you don't like something, you come, and I hate people, I mean, who always praise me just to please me, say things. I would know. I will tell them that don't say yes because I'm saying it. I would know, like in a second, looking at your eyes, whether you're saying it genuinely or to please me. So don't ever do that. Be genuine to yourself. So I would treat them as a team,
Right.
to get the best output from them.
Right. So you directed a US based
short film. Yeah.
which hasn't released. What you want to talk about?
See, sure. Like it'll come now, because it's my first short film. I thought everybody are making it, so why not me? So I went to US, I went to New York to write a story, to write on some story. Then I was there doing nothing. I thought, let me also try something. I pulled some people. I made one short film called Ram and Juliet.
Oh, okay.
Took some artists from a New York Film Academy, Indians. So at Ram and Juliet is about Indian boy and an American girl, a love story. A lot of entertainment, like in my style. And that's when I met Praveen Lakkaraju, the music director
Right.
In New Jersey.
Yeah.
For that film, he did music. He gave amazing songs. That's when I promised him. Then we worked on Gitanjali, now on Shankarabharanam.
Yeah.
Praveen Lakkaraju, he settled there 10-15 years back in New Jersey. So now after finishing it, now I myself was shocked, because I thought this will be my first short film, but it came to 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours, so I don't know whether to call it a short film or a feature film.
Yeah.
So definitely I would want to send it to Guinness Book of World Records. At largest short film. At least I'll be on record.
Well,
So
yeah.
soon I'm talking to some channel.
Right.
So to telecast it as a world premiere, because it's a crossover film.
Oh, yeah.
It's half English, half Telugu.
Ram and Juliet itself.
Ram and Juliet. The story itself is about American girl, Indian boy.
Yeah.
So Ram and Juliet, like, comment, share. This is my tagline.
Okay. Wow, very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So soon, I think post Pongal, maybe pre-summer, I want to release this. It may be for the Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It will be a good
Could
idea.
be a great,
So I finished it. I kept it. So it will come out soon. Yeah.
Great. So we've been talking about Pawan Kalyan, and you have actually always expressed your admiration for him as a person, or your personal relationship has been really strong. But doesn't that in some way actually hurt a lot of other stars or their fans, since you've been so expressive or vocal about it? Doesn't it affect your career or your graph in any way?
See, I worked with all stars.
Right.
I worked with all heroes except Prabhas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to work with him very soon. I worked with everyone. So one, I thought whether I work or not, because the chance never came. Balakrishna, I'm working now. With NTR, I worked on 3 films, 3 super hits, blockbusters, Vicky Adurs or Badshah. So I work with everybody. I'm friends with everybody. Okay. At personal level, I'm close to Ravi Teja. I'm very, very close to NTR, very close to Mahesh, all these people, all these actors. But I have a special relation with Pawan Kalyan. So that shouldn't affect my friendship or my relation with other heroes. Okay. So if it is Thursday, you would want to go to Baba temple because it is Thursday. Because you went to Baba temple, if at Lord Shiva is upset, then why you went to Baba temple, why you did not come to me? If at Lord Balaji is upset, so because he liked Thursday, sir, I will come to you on Monday, sir. Okay, on Friday I will come to you, Balaji, sir. So depending on the day I would so like doesn't mean that other gods are lesser to you, you know. So like in the similar way, so if I am talking about one person, my relationship with Pawan Kalyan, that doesn't mean that I hate others or I don't like others. I equally have a very good relation. You know, last 15 years I've been friends with Balakrishna. I call him Bala. We are very good friends. So we never worked together. Myself and Venki, we share a very good equation. Myself and Ravi are like buddies, you know very well.
Yeah.
And NTR, he is so warm, affectionate, and especially at Mahesh Babu. So my grandfather and his father, they share a very special relation. Every day morning when I wake up, when I was in college, I used to live with my grandfather. He was speaker of AP, assembly speaker, and he was governor of Maharashtra, Pondicherry, Sikkim. He was governor of various states. Every day in the morning I used to see him in my house, Dr. Prabhakar Reddy Garu, actor, and also Krishna Garu. They both used to come for a morning coffee with my grandfather to my house. I used to see him every day in my house. So he was like a family member to us. So as a son at Mahesh, I always look at him as somebody who is very close to our family. And I share a special bondage. Whenever I see him, I feel that love and affection, you know.
Yeah.
And I can't go on knocking doors of fans and explain them, boss, even I'm very close to.
Yeah.
So my love and affection, my liking for other heroes are no lesser.
Right.
It's that I have a special equation,
Yeah.
you know, with Pawan Kalyan. So that shouldn't harm our relation with my relation with other heroes. That's I don't think that and even they don't mind me having a special admiration or whatever, you know, because he was always there, you know, for me at whenever I needed. Even these people, if I ask, see, like for example, for Shankarabharanam, I asked at Naga Chaitanya to release one special song. So he came and did, and I asked Rana to release one. So he came and released. I'm friends with everybody.
Yeah. So on that note, would you have any words or anything that you would want to tell aspiring writers in Telugu industry?
See, first of all, I hate advices. I don't like to advise people for simple reason that I always followed my heart. I never followed advice. Had I followed advice, I would have remained I would have been in government service only or in a corporate sector. Had I listened to advice of my wife or my parents, my family. But I followed my heart, my passion. I came into the industry after 20 years of my journey, ups, downs, everything. I just followed my heart. So, not advice, I would just say follow your heart. There'll be hurdles, there'll be difficulties, there'll be low times. So when you follow your passion, when you follow your heart, okay, you have to face whatever that comes, you know, en route to reach your final goal. So just follow your heart.
Yeah. So is there anything that you would want the iDream viewers to know about Shankarabharanam and why they should go and watch this movie?
No, nothing. Like I'm sure, like if you like, I'm sure you liked our teasers, our songs. So everything are different from the regular. So I'm sure even I guarantee that even the film also would be way different. Like how our teasers were different, how our music was different. and even the film also would be very different. Yeah, and I'm sure they would like it.
Thank you, sir. It's been great pleasure to
Thank you.
talk to you
Thank you,
and
Vrinda.
knowing so much about you, which I couldn't probably when I met earlier. So it's really nice.
Yeah, my
Thanks a
pleasure.
lot for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you, and wishing you the best for the
Thank
movie.
you, thank you, thank you, Vrinda.
Thank you.